Hey guys, Doofer911 here, and welcome back to our flight. So we're currently cruising at an altitude of 43,000 feet. We're just about 27 nautical miles away from Barcelona now. We're travelling from London City Airport over to Palma de Mallorca in the Mediterranean. So yeah, we're cruising along now at 43,000 feet. You can see that we've got an airspeed of 220 dialed in, but we're actually travelling at Mach 7.72. Which is approximately 478 knots ground speed. So what we're doing just now is we're just approaching the Barcelona VOR, and we're going to turn to the left and then follow the let's see, it's the 165 radial away from Barcelona, and that should take us on a course directly towards the island of Palma de Mallorca. So after I make the turn, I'm also going to begin the descent straight away. Because we're descending from a higher altitude, it's going to take longer to get down, so as soon as I pass over Barcelona, I'm going to start the descent straight away. Once we get to or as we go down the descent, I'm going to start looking at figuring out the right approach into Palma. Now, as far as I'm aware, we should be landing on runway 24 right. Yeah, runway 24 right is the kind of the main runway, or the longest runway at Palma, so I'm expecting that we would approach on that end. Hopefully the weather hasn't changed and it isn't coming from the other direction, because I've got a lot of paperwork here, a few different charts, and they're all for runway 24 right, so if we get placed somewhere else, it might be a bit of a problem, so we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, so we're about 15 miles away from Barcelona now, so I'm just gonna get the plane ready to head away from Barcelona there. So we've got the heading bug in the right location. Let's see. So what I'll do is I'll take on to heading hold now, actually, and then switch the course around to 165. What I'll do is I'll actually shortcut the turn a little there. Yeah, so I'm not gonna fly directly over the VOR. I'm actually gonna kind of shortcut that turn and kind of handle that straight away there. So that's fine. So now, if I'm looking at the SID, what I'm gonna do is yeah, I'm going to start bringing the altitude down to about 10,000 feet now, because we're travelling so fast as well. We need to make sure that the plane starts to get down at gets down before we actually hit the island there. Even though it's let's have a look at the GPS here. So if I go direct to come on. So the code for Palma is LEPA. So go direct there. So it's 108 miles away at the moment. And we're now flying away from Barcelona. So when we intercept the radio there, that should take us. Yeah, there you go. So the plane's now locked onto it. Turn the other way. You need to be turning left. Autopilot, sort it out. Right. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put the chart that I have for Palma, or the star charts that I've got. So the standard terminal approach. Now, from what I've planned at the moment, we should be arriving through the Tolso waypoint, but I think I'm just gonna have to wing it basically, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure, because I'm flying like directly by VORs and not through by like ILS, or not by GPS, sorry. It's going to be difficult to figure out when I've hit the Tolso waypoint, although I should be able to find it on the the GPS here if I flick to the waypoints. So we've got a lot of waypoints. Those will be around Barcelona airport, I would suspect. So we should come across Tulsa on there at some point. That's what the GPS is good for. If you want to fly sort of semi automatically with VLRs, you can use the GPS to kind of cross-check your positioning and where you are, which is quite good. So yeah, going back to the start, I should be coming through the Tulsa waypoint, and then we should be following the 300 radial into this VOR station at the top of the island, which is Poloneza, on 116.4, and then from there we should be able to follow that radial 187 into the ILS localizer and glide slope there. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to go for at the moment, and hopefully that'll all work out and we will actually land on that runway, and air traffic control won't tell us to go somewhere else. Unfortunately we're too far away to speak to the tower. El Prat. Funny. Yeah, we're too far away to talk to Palma airport at the moment, which is another thing that I can check on the GPS here. So as when we get within 30 nautical miles, then the air traffic control option will be available to speak to Palma airport there. So I've got the GPS direct track there. It's just so I can get the distance. I'm not actually flying by GPS. If you have a look at the button there, you can see I'm still using nav. So I'm still following the radial away from Barcelona there. What I'll do is I'll also set my heading to the current heading, so I can switch onto that. So because I'll need to switch to one of the other VOR stations near Palma Airport once we get down there. So so I'll do what I did before, where I'll set the heading to hold it, adjust the horizontal situation indicator, the course, the VOR radios as I need to, and then I'll re-enable the nav hold rather than the heading hold. Okay, so I think yes, that's the one I want. Yep. Okay. So just sorting out all my paperwork here to make sure I've got just what I need. It's also within Lizas. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I'm on the right track. So I should be flying directly towards the Lizas waypoint, which is on the star. The star says not below 7,000, which is fine. Now I just need to make sure that I'm going to get down in time. I haven't been checking that. So 70 miles, 2,000. I should be okay, I think. Because the lower down that we get as well, we'll be getting into like thicker atmosphere, so that's going to slow our ground speed as well. Let's see, distance, speed and time. I need to think about this. So hang on, our estimated time is 9 minutes. I'm going down at minus 2,000 feet, so I'm not going down quick enough. So at this rate, I'm not going to be down. I'm not going to be at low enough altitudes early enough. Basically, I'm flying too quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the speed brake out a little bit. And that should just help bring our speed down. So you can see I've got the speed brakes out about halfway there. And then hopefully that should slow the plane down. That should give us a bit more time to get down to the right altitude before we get too close to the airport there. So we need to be, for the star, we need to be higher than 7,000 as we head in towards the Poloneza VOR so that's okay. We can manage that. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll set the altitude now to 7,000, because I think we'll get down to that altitude in time for it. You can see the airspeeds come down, so plane is behaving as it should be, which is all good. If we have a look at the GPS, still at 9 minutes now, so that's good. So I'm confident that we're going to get down in time. And if you have a look at the nearest, Lizas, so you can see we're about 13 miles away from it, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick on heading hold now. I'm going to tune in the Polonesa VOR, which is 116.4. So it should be POS, which is there, good. And the radial that we want to go into POS is 300. So that'll be, oh god, what would that be? Can't think. Let's just flick it around. So we 120, of course it will. And then I will also enable nav hold at this point, so when we hit the that radial, it'll automatically turn towards the north of the island there. What does that see? So you can see we're at 7 miles away from it already. Oh no, sorry, it's, yeah, that's correct. And we're still up at 25,000 feet. Oh dear. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If I clear the screen, how far away from that are we now? 46 nautical miles. So I don't think we're going to get within kind of radio contact range until we get a bit closer on the whole ILS approach. So I don't know if this is the right one-way that we're heading to be honest with you now, but we'll fly this approach anyway. We'll fly this star and this approach, and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, then what we'll do is we can select an approach through the GPS and get the GPS to fly an approach down to the other end of the runway, and then we can kind of do a visual landing from there, and that should all work out quite nicely. So you can see the plane is now turning. So according to the star, we need to be above 7,000 feet. We're still at 23,000 feet at the moment. God almighty. But we're 30 miles away from pause at the moment, so I think the restriction is because we've got a lot of mountains on the sort of the northwest coast of Palma here. So that's why there's that altitude restriction of 7,000. And looking at my charts, yeah, you can see there's a lot of kind of mountain ranges up here, and the highest points are about 4,300 feet, I think. 4,700 feet. Wow. So yeah, so that's what this star is kind of, rather than taking us directly over the island, this star is going to take us around over the top of all of these mountains here into this VOR, and then we can follow it down and into the runway. Cool. Let's just open up the GPS. So we're still getting a bit close. I wonder, airport's closer to me. Nope, still not quite there yet. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll adjust the heading as well, so we can have the heading hold. I reckon it'll be about 115 once we get back in line with the radial there. Down there onto 20,000 feet. So we're going to have to adjust the altimeter, but until we can get close enough to Palma to listen to their ATIS and figure out what the the pressure is. Don't know if that's going to be possible. See if we can bring the speed down a bit further. Okay. I think we're going to be okay on the whole speed front. Or the whole sort of the rate of descent. I think we're going to be alright there. I think we're just about going to manage it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so this is the last VOR that we're going to be using, so I'm going to set the ILS frequency in just now, which is 117.70. Oops. I'm not going to activate it just yet. Oh no, sorry, the ILS, that's the Palma VOR. The ILS is actually 109.9. Could have been a disaster. 109.9, there we go. So we'll get ready. So once we start heading away from the last VOR at the north of the island there, once we kind of start heading in towards, so basically once we hit the VOR up here and start flying down this track, then we'll enable heading hold as we're coming down here. We'll make sure we're in line with this, get everything set up for that, and then that should put us on the ILS approach for runway 24 right at Palma. Altitude is under 15,000 feet now, so we need to be down at 3,000 feet for the ILS as we intercept the ILS there. I think we're going to be alright. Airspeed is coming down nicely. If I wanted to, what I could also do is put the flaps out now. What's the kneeboard shortcut? Not that one. No, it's okay. So de-ice, we're in the Mediterranean, I don't think we'll need any de-icing. Altimeters, are we close enough now? No, we're still not close enough to talk to Palma. Landing ref, yeah, let's have a look at that while we're on our way. Approach speed, so we'll probably be landing at about 110 knots, I think. I'm going to try and aim for an approach speed of about 110 knots. Avionics and radios set. I will do that as we're going into intercept the ILS. Flaps, won't put the flaps out yet, and the spoiler, what I'll need to do is retract it and then arm it for landing. What I can do now though is just to get the simulation aspect, put the seatbelt signs on, and now that we're coming down, we'll get the landing lights there as well. Right, okay, so enable heading holds, and what we'll do is we'll flick the course round to 187. We'll try and shortcut the VOR again there. What I am actually going to do is, should I put... No, I'm not going to put flaps out yet. Not going to put flaps out yet. What I'll do is I'll get No, I won't get the heading bug around yet. Once the heading hold disables and the nav takes over, then I will change the heading bug. Because if I move the heading bug just now, the plane's going to turn in that direction. I don't want it to just yet. Whoa, okay. So we missed the ILS there. I guess we just went too close to the VOR station. Oops. Altitude is still set to 7,000, so I'll bring that down to 3,000 now. Get our speed coming down to about 170. There's Majorca there. Okay. Okay, so that should all be going okay. Right, so I need to get the ILS dialed in now, so I'll wait actually for us to get established hidden away from you can see that mountain range there, gorgeous. Yes, I'll wait till we get established on that radial hidden away from that VOR, and then I will dial in the, I'll set it to heading hold and then dial in the ILS. Gosh, the autopilot's having an absolute awful time holding this. Come on, plane. So we're 3 minutes away now from hitting the bottom of our descent, and I think we should hit that because it's 13 miles from the VOR to the ILS according to this chart, so we should get down in time for that. Right, so I'm switching on to heading hold now because it's having an absolute awful time. Right, so yeah, so it's on heading hold now because it's just going to go back and forth, and I need to set up the nav for the ILS there. So PAA, yes, that's definitely the localizer ID, and it's runway heading of 238 according to this. So 238. And then I will enable nav again. Now I don't have a glide slope indicator. Why don't I have a glide slope indicator? There we go, so that's us now bottoming out on bottom descent. There we go, so we've got the little green triangle there. So that's my glide slope indicator. Okay, so we should be on approach now, so I'm just armed to the approach hold. Okay, so now we'll get the flaps out. So bring the air brakes back in. Bring the speed down to about 140. Okay. So once we get lined up, we should be good. Okay, so approach speed will be 115. Avionics and radios are set. Whether the autopilot can handle it or not is another matter. Airspeed is at 138. 140. Altitude hold is at 3,000 feet. That should come on. Just working on getting this thing back in line. So that'll be Palma Airport just out there. Okay, so we're still underneath the glide slope just now. You can see we've got a bit of turbulence there, but that's nothing to be worried about. Now you can see that the plane is starting to pitch up a little bit. Now I'm watching this angle of attack indicator here as well. Nothing too concerning at the moment. Why can this plane not hold the course there? PAA, that's definitely the right 109.90. That's definitely correct. 238. Course is definitely set incorrectly. Not sure why the plane just isn't holding. Isn't holding that course properly. Yeah, you can see the runway just there. So we'll arm the approach hold now. So once we intercept that glide slope, it should start to descend. Airspeed is a bit all over the place at the moment, but never mind. Okay, so approach. What I'll do, just to help the plane slow down, is I'll set the speed to 115 and also put next stage of flaps out. Whoops. Okay, my landing gear button has changed, never mind. So that warning there is just saying that you need the landing gear out, or the landing gear is expected to be out with that amount of flaps. So that's now gone, so the landing gear is out. We can confirm, yeah, we've got 3 green lights there, so it's all locked. And we've started to descend towards the runway now as well. Airspeed should be coming down. Right, so let's finish off our checklist. So, spoiler lever is armed. You can see I did that there. I did that without mentioning it. Landing gear is down. Left and right. Landing lights should be enabled. On and on. Checklist. And the flaps should be down. I'll do that when we get a bit closer. Okay, so it looks like there's 3 runways here at Palma, so I'm going for this one on the far right. Oh, Mediterranean, here I come. Can't wait. Right, now I need to sit up and actually pay attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, I haven't requested landing yet, have I? Come on. Let's just hope now that this runway is the active runway. Completely forgot to check that. So 1023. Okay. So it's 3021. Oh gosh. Okay. Now I cannot for the life of me see where the runway is, which is a bit of a pain. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, that was a stall warning, I suspect. I don't know what that is. There we go. I have no idea what that was. I suspect it was probably a stall warning of some sort. So what I did was I just disabled the... actually, I'll take the yaw damper out as well. Take all of that. Oh god, I've messed this approach up now. Caught me off guard, that. Yeah, so adjusting the altitude, I should have done all of that earlier, and I wouldn't have messed this up. But I suspected what happened there was that was possibly a stall warning. So what I did was disable the speeds hold, and then just took manual control, just put the throttles up a little bit just to gain some airspeed again, and then I disabled the rest of the autopilot there. Now taking manual control, so we should be back on there. We're just a tad underneath the glide slope, just about at the right speed. Got a tiny bit of turbulence there. It shouldn't be anything too drastic. I think the winds are quite nice as well, so again we should have checked the ATIS. I completely forgot to do that. Just a little bit low and a little bit too fast. But nothing to worry about. Oh, maybe it was a middle, or it was a marker that we had. A marker alert. Oh well. Never mind, we've got the runway in front of us, we haven't crashed yet. So we should be okay. Oops. Okay, so we'll just throttles to idle. Start to pull back. Just let the plane settle down. Probably flared a bit too early there. Oh no, we're down, we're down. And reverse throttle, or reverse thrust rather. Oops. There we go. Excellent. Moses will take this first taxiway on the left. Ooh, bit of drama. Okay, so we'll retract the spoilers there, bring the flaps all the way up. Oh man, that was exhilarating. I like that. But we're here! Woo! Brilliant. Palma grounds. Now, if they do what they did in my test flight, they're going to send us to like the opposite end of the runway. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to find the nearest parking spot and go there. Right. Okay, let's clean up the aircraft after landing. So de-ice, we don't need it. Lights, we'll turn off the landing lights. I'm just going to taxi straight forward and park up there. Spoilers has been retracted, flaps are up, and thrust we'll worry about. Oops, got a bit fast there. Whoa, game, calm down. And we'll just bring it to a stop there. No, I hit the wrong button again. Oh, because I'm a numpty. Right, parking brake, there we go. Okay. Thrust lever to cut off. Okay. Cut fuel. And we're there! Excellent! Oh man, I cannot wait to get onto the beach and enjoy some pina coladas and all the rest of it. We're here, we're in the Mediterranean, we're on holiday, perfect. What's the outside air temperature? 11 degrees? Oh fuck! Not happy. Not happy. Right. I've still got an aircraft that I need to shut down properly. Right. Uh, okay, parking brake set. De-ice off. Well, we need it now because we're we're in the middle of the Mediterranean and it's freezing cold. What's that all about? Thrust levers idle. Fuel flow. Control shift. F4. Lights can all come off now. Left and right gear switches can come off. Avionics can come off, and battery can come off. Done. Right. So there we are. So that was a flight from London to the Mediterranean, where it's even colder than it is in London. Oh, that's a bummer. Right, I've got an idea though. I've got an idea. For those of you who have actually watched this video all the way through, because I know that sometimes a lot of people get bored and they won't watch it all the way through, but for those of you who have watched it all the way through, here's an idea. Here's an idea. This is your private jet. I am your pilot. From Palma, where do you guys want to go next? Write in the comments below, let me know, and I will do another video flying from Palma to a destination of your choice. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know. That'll be a cool little fun little idea for a series, hopefully, where I can fly you guys to where you want to go. So, with that, thank you very much for watching. Take care out there, and I will catch you later.